Hello, this is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this video I'll show you the pattern to crochet these cherries. This pattern is a no-sew pattern and the tutorial is beginner friendly. You can crochet these cherries very quickly and this is a perfect scrap yarn project. You can choose to finish these cherries with eyes and mouth, or you can complete them without the facial details. So here I have crocheted these cherries with a smaller thread, that is size 10 cotton thread, and 1.75 mm crochet hook, and they have turned out to be much smaller. You can use these as keychains or attach a pin at the back and use it as brooches as well. I hope you will crochet this along with me. The cherry crocheted with worsted weight yarn and 4.5 mm crochet hook is about 4 inches tall, and each cherry is about 1.5 inches wide, and the cherry crocheted with size 10 cotton thread is about 2.5 inches tall, and each cherry is a little bit smaller than 1 inch. For this project I'm using 100% acrylic worsted weight yarn in green and red, and I'm using a 4.5 mm crochet hook along with this. Gauge is not a critical factor for this project, so make sure to choose a hook that is 1 or 2 sizes smaller than the recommended hook size for the yarn weight. I'm also using scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers, and if you would like to attach the eyes, you can use safety eyes or black thread and needle to embroider the eyes and the mouth. You would also need some polyfill stuffing as well. The details of these materials are in the description box below. Now let us crochet the cherry. So I'm taking my red yarn here. For round 1, I will do a magic circle. To do so, I'm going to take my yarn and wrap it around my 2 fingers and cross it over at the point where the yarn meets. Next, I will pinch here, carefully take these 2 fingers out. We have a little loop here. I'll insert my hook inside the loop. I will yarn over and bring a little loop. This yarn is from the skein end. Next, I will take my fingers out and carefully hold everything in place, making sure the loop on the hook is of the correct tension. That is, it's not too loose or not too tight. Then I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made a magic circle, and we'll be working around 1 stitches on these 2 strands of yarn over here. This ring is adjustable, so when we pull the tail, this opening will close. If you find it hard to work with a magic circle, you can always do chain 2 and work your round 1 stitches in the second chain from the hook. So for round 1, I will do 8 single crochet inside the ring. To do a single crochet, I'll insert my hook inside the ring, yarn over and bring up a loop. So now there's 2 loops on the hook. I'll yarn over and pull through both the loops at once. This is called as the single crochet. I'll do 7 more single crochets here so that we have a total of 8 single crochet for round 1. If you would like to count the total number of stitches you have just made, you can turn the stitches to the top and you can count the stitches easily. Each V is 1 stitch. So here I have a total of 8 stitches here. So when you do that, you can hold your stitches with one hand and grab the tail in the other, and you can start pulling the tail. See how the opening is getting closed? Make sure to pull it tight so that the opening is closed completely. So there we have completed round 1, and we have a little circle here. We are not going to join at the end of each round unless I mention it in the pattern. Now let's work on round 2. Before that, if you would like to mark the last stitch with a stitch marker, you can do so. You can either use a stitch marker or a piece of another color yarn. By marking the last stitch of each round, you can easily identify the last stitch of the round without manually counting the total number of stitches for each round. So for round 2, I will work 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll do 2 single crochet in the same stitch here, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the remaining stitches on the round. So in my next stitch, I will do 2 single crochet in the same stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this for the remaining stitches. So when I'm at the last stitch over here, that is the stitch marker, that means I'm at the end of the round. So when you're at the last stitch, you can remove the stitch marker, crochet the stitch over here, that is one single crochet for this round, and then I will place the stitch marker back in the last stitch. For round 3, the repeat pattern would be 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So in the next stitch I will do 1 single crochet and another single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this pattern 3 more times over here, and round 3 will have a total of 16 single crochet. For round 4, I'll crochet 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So I will just do 1 single crochet around, and this round will have a total of 16 single crochet. Now we're going to put a little pause to this project, and I'm going to give a little tip for you. So when you're a complete beginner, this magic circle opening can open up. So to prevent that, you can pull the tail tight and turn to the wrong side. I'm going to take a yarn needle. I'm going to thread the tail in it. I'm going to close the magic circle completely, and I'm going to secure it with a knot in the wrong side over here. So now this will prevent the magic circle from opening up. Now you can weave it in if you'd prefer, or you can leave it as such, because this will be on the inside of the project and then it will be stuffed in as well. Now let's continue working on the project. This would be my round 5. For round 5, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So I'm working 2 single crochet in the next stitch over here, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'll be repeating this pattern one more time for this round, and round 5 will have a total of 18 stitches. Now for round 6, I will do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will also have a total of 18 single crochet. From round 7, we will start working on the decreases. That is, we'll start closing up this cherry. So now for the repeat pattern, I will do a single crochet 2 together or a single crochet decrease first. To do so, I will insert my hook inside the next stitch, yarn over and bring up a loop. So now instead of finishing this single crochet, I will insert my hook inside the next stitch, yarn over and bring up a loop. So we have a total of 3 loops on the hook. We would have taken 2 stitches on the bottom. Now I will yarn over and pull through all 3 loops at once. So this stitch is called as the single crochet decrease or a single crochet 2 together. We've taken up 2 stitches and completed it as 1 stitch. and I will do one single crochet in the next stitch. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a single crochet decrease or a single crochet 2 together, followed by one single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this pattern around, and this round will have a total of 12 stitches. See how this cherry is begin to close up now. So now we can put a pause to this project, and if you would like, you can attach eyes to the cherry. So I will be attaching eyes between round 5 and 6. With 2 stitches in between, and we can embroider the mouth below the eyes. Now it's time to stuff the cherry with some polyester fiber fill. A very tiny amount of stuffing will do. Start working on our project, and we'll be on our last round, which is round 8. For this round, I will do single crochet 2 together around. So this round will have a total of 6 stitches. And after completing the 6th decrease, I will join with a slip stitch in my next stitch. To do so, I'll insert my hook inside the next stitch. I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So now we can finish off over here. To finish it off, I'm going to leave a tail and trim the yarn over here. Next, I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook and pull the yarn all the way through and tighten this up. Now we can close this opening. To close the opening, I'm taking my yarn needle once again, and I'm going to insert my tail into it. So now I'm going to insert this needle through the front loops of all the stitches remaining in the last round. So normally when we are working on a stitch, we'll insert our hook like this inside the V shape. So for this, I'm going to take only the loop that is on the outside. That is the front loop, and I will insert the needle through all the front loops. So once when we've inserted it through all 6 stitches, I'm going to pull the yarn. See how the opening is getting closed? And once when you do that, we can secure it with a knot over here. And then we can weave in the tail. To weave in the tail, I'm going to insert my needle next to the last stitch over here, and I'm going to put the needle through the stuffing, and I'm going to pull it out in a random spot. So once when you do that, you can take out your needle. Make sure not to pull it too tight because we do not want to lose the shape of our project over here, and then we can trim it off over here. So there we have crocheted one cherry. Make sure to crochet another cherry using the same pattern. The placement of eyes and mouth is completely optional. Now let us crochet the leaf and the stem, and it is in this step we'll be attaching the cherries since it's a no-sew project. So make sure to have those ready as well. So now to start off, I will do a slip knot followed by 19 chains. To do a chain, I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there is one chain. I will make 18 more chains here so that we have a total of 19 chains. So once when we have a total of 19 chains, we'll be working our leaves on these chains. So in the second chain from the hook, so this is the first chain and this is the second chain. Here I will do one single crochet. and I will do a half double crochet in the next chain. To do a half double crochet, I'll yarn over, insert my hook inside the chain, yarn over and bring up a loop. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. I'll yarn over, pull through all 3 loops at once. So the half double crochet is slightly taller than the single crochet. Now I will do a double crochet in the next 4 chains. To do a double crochet, I'll yarn over, insert my hook inside the next chain, yarn over and bring up a loop. So this is like a half double crochet, but instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops at once, I'll yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops alone. So now we have 2 loops remaining. I'll yarn over again and pull through the next 2 loops. So this is the double crochet, and this is slightly taller than the half double crochet. So now we have done a double crochet in 1 chains. We'll do 1 double crochet in the next 3 chains. So now in the next chain, I will do a half double crochet, a single crochet in the next chain, and a slip stitch in the next 2 chains. So now we've completed one side of one leaf. Now let's work on the next leaf. So here I will do a single crochet in the next chain, followed by a half double crochet in the next chain, a double crochet in the next 4 chains, followed by a half double crochet in the next chain, and now we'll be at the last chain over here. In this chain I will do a single crochet, a chain 1, and another single crochet in the same chain. So now we'll work on the other side of the chains over here. Our project will turn by itself, and now we'll be working on this side. In the next chain I will do a half double crochet that is in the same chain that we did half double crochet on the other side, and I will do double crochet in the next 4 chains over here. Followed by a half double crochet and a single crochet. So now we have completed one leaf completely. That is, we have worked on both the sides of our chain over here. Now let's work on the stem. The pattern for the stem is a slip stitch in the next chain over here. This is the same chain where we would have done a slip stitch on the other side. So now I will do chain 10. And now we will be joining a cherry with a slip stitch over here. So I'm going to take the cherry. I'm going to make sure the bottom of a cherry is facing away from you and the top of a cherry is facing towards you. So because we have attached eyes and mouth to the project, we are going to align this cherry in a different way. That is, I'm going to place this eyes and mouth towards your right side. And then we will be joining here with a slip stitch. So I will be inserting my hook in between round 7 and round 8 stitches of the cherry over here, that is on your one eye, and then I will be pulling out my hook on the other side between round 7 and round 8. Because we've closed our round 8 completely and secured with a knot, we are inserting our hook like this. So I'll be inserting it near one eye and pulling it out on the stitches near the other eye, and our green loop is already on the hook. So now I will yarn over and pull the loop through the cherry and through the loop on the hook. So there we have joined our cherry with a slip stitch to our stem over here. So now it's time to work on these chains over here. Make sure your leaf is not twisted at this time. So now I will do a slip stitch all the way across our 10 chains over here till we meet at the leaf. And once when you complete the slip stitches, you can join with a slip stitch in the same chain over here. That is the chain where you've started working on the stem. So there we have crocheted one stem and we have attached our cherry over here. Now it's time to crochet the next stem. So the stem will have the same pattern as well. That is a slip stitch in the next chain, followed by chain 10. Attaching our cherry with a slip stitch over here. So I'm going to take my second cherry. I'll make sure the head is upside down and it is facing to your right side, and I will insert my hook between round 7 and round 8, and I'm going to pull it on the other side, that is through the center of our project. If you do not have the face details on your cherry, you can attach it in any way you want, but make sure to attach it on the top of our cherry and not on the bottom. So round 8 is the top side, and then do slip stitches across this chain. And a slip stitch in the same chain over here. So now we have completed working on the stem and we have attached our cherries. By keeping our cherries at our angle, we can have the facial details facing up. So now let's work on the leaf. So I'll do a single crochet in the next chain, a half double crochet in the next, a double crochet in the next 4, followed by a half double crochet in the next, a single crochet in the next, and I will join with a slip stitch on top of our first single crochet over here, and then we can finish it off over here. Now let me show you how to weave in over here. To do so, I'm going to take a yarn needle and I'm going to thread the tail in it, and I'm going to turn my project to the wrong side. So now we can weave it in the loops on the wrong side. So I will insert my needle through the loops over here. You can grab any loops over here and you can go in any direction that you would prefer. That is straight, up to down, zigzag, or even in a round if you'd prefer that. So once when you think you have covered enough distance in one direction, you can turn your project over, and this time you can weave it in the opposite direction, grabbing a different set of loops. And once when you think you weaved in enough, you can take the needle out, stretch the piece so that the project has not lost its shape, and then you can trim it off over here. You can weave in the other tail of the leaf and stem in the same manner. I have weaved in while working on the project itself, so I can trim it off over here. And finally, you can add some shape to the cherries over here. Here we have completed our cherries. I hope you enjoy crochet this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.